You come back, you getting pounded out. They know what you going over there for, you know? And I realized back in the day that the generations is different now. Like, people get money now, they don't help their community. They don't go back and bless the young boy that's coming up. They see coming up the street, you know his mom's on crack or whatever drug of choice. You ain't giving that kid a little hand and giving them advice and showing that kid love. Back in my day, that's what the hustling was about. If you ain't doing that, you ain't blessing and showing love in your community, you getting robbed. You getting extorted. You getting pushed out the way. You in the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, we used to have block parties in our community, and if every business within a 4-5 block radius didn't contribute to the kids going back to school and block parties and all that, we don't support those businesses. We probably burn it down. You know, we made sure if even the corner store, if we got a block party going, they donating chips and drinks and cakes and whatever the kids need, or you don't get no love. You get that real force put down. You know what I'm saying? They don't do that no more. They don't do that.
So you said the product that y'all pushed was crack. That was a crack.
That's the crack epidemic.
Describe some effects that you've seen crack on people. Like, what's some of the worst case scenarios you saw?
Man, listen. I'm firsthand victim of crack, man. My mama was on crack. You know what I'm saying? So I done came home plenty of nights and just the one story. I come in the house one night, my mans and I'm in the shootout, and my gun upstairs. So I'm running up the stairs to get to my room, to get to my gun, and I get in my room, and my motherfucking gun gone. I know I left it. You know what I'm saying? My gun gone. But my mother, she was a gangster. So I know who got it. I'm running down the block, up and down the block looking for her. I bump into her. She tell me, I'd never forget these words. I said, Mom, where my gun at, man? You took my shit out the house, left me out here naked. She said, nigga, if I could find it, the police could find it. I said, but the police ain't looking for it. Where's my gun? Oh, I sold that shit up the street. You know what I'm saying? And told me who had it and everything and what she got with it and what she did and fuck you, nigga, don't bring that shit in my house. But in my mind, I'm saying, it's these drugs that got my mom's so wrapped up in her world that she didn't understand. What if that was me about to get shot that time? Instead of something going on where I was just going to hold somebody down. Why leave me naked out here? You already got me out here in this struggle. This is why I'm in this shit. And for you to do that, I'm like, damn, Mom. But she looking at it like, oh, toughen up, nigga. Get you another gun. I'm going to take you where the shit at. And definitely told the nigga, yeah, I sold it to you for $150. You know what I'm saying? And the nigga like, yeah, she did, all right. I had to buy my own motherfucking gun back.
How as you were rolling with Rich Porter and all them, and AZ and Alpo, and you was like, do your thing, hustling, how did that make you feel that you was hustling the same type of drug that had your mother out there?
You know what? I never felt no kind of way because it kind of hurt me to feel like, it hurted me just to feel like my mom's on it. The fuck? Don't ask me why I sell this shit. You motherfuckers put my mama on it. Whoever is no love. The streets gotta pay for this shit. You know what I mean? Nights, me and my sisters and them ain't eat. I never lived with my mother because she ain't never get off of drugs till I was grown. So imagine how many nights I endured wanting that, where's your mom's at? You know, my aunt and them raised us. You know, they stepped in, family, hold each other down, but I never got to have those, how niggas say, yeah, me and my mom's, and how they did it. You know, when I see my mom, she outside, either she on scam time, she on robbery time, or she getting high. It ain't no two ways about it. So my heart grew cold. It wasn't like I sat down and felt like I owe nobody an explanation. I wasn't getting no explanation. I was just became a product of my environment, basically.
Can you explain any near-death experiences you had while out there on the block?
Boy, on the corner, I can remember clear as day on the corner hustling, you know, out there, sunny day, everybody fresh, we getting money, and this how rough my block was. The girls in my block was even fighters and killers and all that. So they must be went somewhere and got crazy with some girls from another block, and they were so scared of them that they came back to my block to fight. But when they came back, they just jumped out shooting. Girls, I'm talking about broad daylight, jumped out shooting. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, oh shit. On the corner, we all running and ducking, and then another opposition from our block who was beefing with somebody from my neighborhood, he took it as a opportunity. And he came out the cut with him and 2-3 other niggas shooting at the same time. So I wound up getting hit twice, you know, had to be rushed to Harlem Hospital. Matter of fact, he took the guy who was shooting, took me to the hospital because he was basically saying he don't apologize for nothing, and this nigga named Jamaican Mikey. He's like, I really don't apologize for nothing, but I apologize to you, Jay Black, because I didn't mean to shoot you. It wasn't your beef. It wasn't on that type of time. But at the end of the day, just to show you, at any given time, that neighborhood was really a battlefield, man. And that corner was like being out there next to a landmine. At any second, it could go down and shit could explode. I'm taking care of something. What's going on? What's up with you? Talk to me. Talk to me. I'm listening. Talk to me.
Do you know any youth from your community right now that's still facing those same choices?
Of course. Of course, man. There's a lot of youth that I know because really.
Hold on. Let's start that over.
Yeah. 704. All right,
restart that over.
It's a lot of youth in my neighborhood that's affected by that same syndrome. Like, it's still crack, and it might be heroin, and it might be alcohol, because it wasn't just that, you know, it was always alcohol, but, you know, at the end of the day, these kids are going through the same circumstances, and they're not learning. Some you can save, and some journey don't want to be saved. Like, some really just embody it and embracing the fact that they in the hood. We out here. This is our community, and we gonna rep it. You know, they got a new thing going on now with these colors and, you know, the gangbanging. That really wasn't too big in my life coming up because it was more like sets, your block. You repping your block. But that's the same thing they doing, but they doing it with colors. But at the end of the day, these young boys are not, they don't have that influential, they're not influenced by intellect. That's what I'm gonna say. They respect violence, you know, and they still want money, but they'll take the violence before the money. I'm from a different era. We played RCK, real cool kids. We ain't had to really bring because we knew the violence wasn't gonna allow us to get the money. It really didn't coincide unless it became a problem, and you know you gotta be ready to lay low. You ain't gonna make no money. These cats, they just out there and they ain't really trying to go nowhere, man. They don't respect nothing. It's no more loyalty. Principles is out the window. So talking to them is like talking to a brick wall. Yeah, I saved quite a few of them, but you can't save them all. If you can get one of them to listen at this point in time, you might, you know, you did something good. Cause these dudes right now, man, they hustling backwards. Nobody ain't doing it to stack up. Everything is a show. Cause they got this what's that social media life going, and you got people showing their food. Like in my day, you don't want to be in front of a camera. You don't want no picture. You know what I'm saying? Who is that? You duck it. It's supposed to be the underground. Supposed to be that's how we move, the underground, tunnels. Now it's everything on the surface. You know, your money in there, throw your guns in the air, your money over here, your drugs on the table, and wonder how they caught you.
If we wanted to tell a complete story of what y'all came up with, who y'all came under in Harlem, and we wanted to tell a complete story about the 80s and paint a picture about it in your life, what types of subjects would we cover and what characters would we use? And give them one personality breakdown. When you say their name, say, like, yo, AZ
Right.
was fly. He always had to wear this. He had to do, or, you know,
I got you.
Thinking.
I got you. Well, you know, to answer that question for you, Rich was my man. You know, he was my hero. You know, Rich was one of the guys who to this day, you can't mimic his style. You can't, you gotta miss his presence. He was one of the flyest dudes in Harlem, but he was one of the realest, not through violence, but through love. You know, he was one of the last people that showed me that love can win, but he also showed me through his death that you gotta have violence with it. You know what I'm saying? Rich was a guy that enhanced the community. Like, you need people like him because he gave everybody a chance. And it wasn't about, if I give you this chance and you fuck up, I'm coming to your house, I'm killing your mother, I'm snatching you out the bed, I'm doing, nah, it was like, it's on you, playboy. This is your shot. You miss it, just don't come back to the park. Or you can go to the park, don't ask me to hold my rock no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm that type of guy. I'm the nigga who, I don't even gotta know you, man. I could believe that you able to do some things and I can work with you. But if it ain't me just giving this to you. It's about what you gonna do when the opportunity arises. So Rich was one of the, it's why a lot of people say Harlem died when Rich died. Cause Rich embodied the soul of a OG. Like, he did everything not for self, but he looked good doing it. And he also made sure you had a chance to do the same. It's up to you though. You know, Rich was one of those guys, man. This is why they made movies about him. This is why they still talk about him. This is why they honor his birthday every year. This is why when I get in the dark spot, I go sit and talk to him myself. Because Rich was one of those dudes, man. His essence was Harlem. His style was Harlem. The way he helped the community, man, it was, you don't got that. No, if you do, then keep that keep that type of person next to you, because if it go away, you know, a lot of people gonna be lost if you didn't learn through that journey. You know what I'm saying?
So, in reference to the music game as well, you know, the music game is somewhat connected, definitely connected to the dope game. What do you think the music game back then versus the music game now has changed?
All right, the music game back then, Harlem wasn't heavily into that. See, we thought that shit was a joke. I mean, you could tell by how many rappers came out of there in those early years. It really wasn't many, you know what I'm saying? Because we'd go to the Apollo to see them perform and all that, and laugh and all that, but we was making that kind of money on the corner. So it wasn't like, rappers wanted to come around and soak up our styles like sponges, you know? So back then, we didn't, the Bronx was on it heavy, Brooklyn was on it heavy, Queens, but Harlem, you probably could name on between one hand that the rappers, because it was like we was getting rapper money, you know, and Harlem was set up like a stage. Everywhere you go was a fashion show. Everywhere you go, It's about the women, the cars, the jewelry, the from the Rucker to Central Park. It was all just one big culture environment, man. You know, it was something that we didn't even respect the music. As it went on, we kind of saw that, you know, the streets was kind of dead at the Rich. And then niggas really jumped aboard that train, starting to try to, well, shit, I got to find another way out. Because you never know. Rich woke a lot of, the death started rise, the death total started rising in Harlem, and we saw that, a lot of people saw that we needed another way out. Used to be our way in Harlem out. This was our way in Harlem out. When you get money, you get your girl a beauty salon, or get a laundromat. You know, AZ the first one who tried the music, put his money in music. You know, mob style. If you had family that was structured, where somebody in your family had money and could have put you onto that, buy you a brownstone. Buy one of these abandoned buildings that we living in and fix it up. It's going to be worth millions later. But that comes with having family members that was about business. Some of us ain't had that type of information. It was thrown out there, but it was thrown out there from somebody that you probably didn't respect their intellect about doing none of that. Like, the ones that did do it, they had family that told them you need to do this, you know? It's a lot of people that we should own our community in Harlem, the kind of money that was being made.
What impact did the death of both Rich's little brother as well as himself, what did that have on you personally, and how did it affect you when you started making choices after that?
You know, it really made me understand that the streets ain't all love. It ain't no.
Start off saying, well, the death of
and
his little brother.
Okay, the death of Rich Porter and Donnell, you know, rest in peace, RP, rest in peace, Lil D. It made me realize that the streets ain't all love, man. It's no love. It made me realize that you can be the best individual that you want to be at heart. It's always still somebody that scheming, watching, hating, and bringing negative vibes, you know? And it also made me realize that I had to be my own man. I can't depend on nobody and feel like I got money in the bank, unless it's my money in the bank. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? And with Donnell, it showed me that this shit can happen to babies. You know, your kids ain't even safe. Yo, tell your people to shut that music down. Yeah. It showed me that even the youth are at risk. Everybody is a target when it comes down to money. Like, you know, coming up, Harlem was such a jolly vibe that I didn't feel like that till it hit home. Like, I really felt like this is one big community. I could walk and go everywhere I want to go. Now, I don't know if everybody felt that way, but I did. I felt like Harlem is, man, it's my playground. Yeah. And when it happened to Rich, it felt like, dial back, be more secluded, watch your circle, make sure that your friends is really your friends. Don't break bread with everybody. Like, it taught me a hell of a defense.
What did you learn about you yourself through this whole struggle?
Man, that I am.
What I learned about myself.
Yeah, what I learned about myself was, I am the man that my man Rich used to say, you gonna be the man. I am that, because when he left, I had money for him. I had a damn near 100,000 for him. But at the end of the day, I gave that to his parents and his cousin. I mean, his mother and his cousin got it to get to his mother. But at the end of the day, I had to start from scratch, and I had to make things happen. I had a kid when Rich died, you know, and then later on I had 5 more. So at that time, I was in doubt of what I can do and how I'm gonna get it done. But I did it. And you know, through God's graces, I'm putting my kids through college and everything. I got 2, 3 kids I put through college. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't do this with the help of Rich and my mother. I think those my guardian angels. My grandmother, they there with me no matter what. You know, because I knew I couldn't have did this by myself. You know what I'm saying? These streets ain't got no love. You know, I know they lurking. You gotta have.
What position are you in today? What do you do?
Right now, I got my own clothing line, and I do movies with Damon Dash. I'm working with Dame Dash Networks. So I went from the hood of Harlem to the woods of North Carolina to the hills of Hollywood. You know, so I'm up there filming and creating and giving people opportunities. Like when I was the executive consultant on Paid in Full, the movie, you know, I cost the movie $50,000. You know, they had a personal meeting, sent me a car, sent me downtown to Lionsgate where they had their meetings and said to me, well, Jay Black, you know, you sent all the real actors back to their trailer and you put your whole community in the movie. And the SAG union fined us $50,000 for you doing that action, right? And I told them at that same table, but it's going to be real. It's going to be authentic. The people I put in it, that's what they do. They're going to look the part, they're going to play the part, and they're going to bring the essence that we're trying to bring. And to this day, that shit is a classic. Everywhere around the world, I don't care where I go, from St. Louis to Missouri. I was in Oklahoma and niggas said, that's my favorite movie.
Definitely is mine.
You understand what I'm saying? And if I wouldn't have did what I did and I cost y'all $50,000, but the residual and the money that y'all made off that project, thank me later.
So,
Cut it out.
the fact that you changed, like, do you regret any of the choices you made in the past?
You know what, man? If you say regret, only thing I regret is I wish I would have went to school a little more. You know, I felt like, shit, I'm getting $1,500, $2,000 a week. What the fuck they teaching me? They only teaching me so I can get a job. I'm working now. You know what I'm saying? I'm pushing this. I'm bringing in the numbers now. I'm bringing my moms. Taking care of my moms, my sister, and them now. But I wish I would have got that education because they wouldn't have stopped me from doing what I was doing. I could have been out there when I got home. You know what I'm saying? I was going to be out there anyway because the shit was, I live here, the spot is in my building.
How many hours a week do you think you put into the streets? Was it like a full-time job? Or?
Yeah, we worked shifts. It was 2 shifts a day, 12 hours a shift. You know what I'm saying? So it was 10-man, 12-man crews. You know, it lookout, person in the hallway, picture, you know. You got somebody who come get the money, somebody who bring you the packs. It was just different positions, and we ran it like a Fortune 500 company, you know? And the thing about it is, if I could have did that at 12, 13, 14 years old, I really probably could have ran a Fortune 500 company because you might not have to put in as much work as you had to put out there because you got to live that shit.
Now, when you say Rich Porter had a certain effect on the community, describe a fun day with Rich Porter.
Oh, man.
A cookout or something that
Listen, let me tell you something about Rich. My definition is Rich is, and I always say this shit, he can turn a vacant block, like I mean, you could come through this block, nobody outside, nothing. It's vacant, everything's empty, into a popping spot. Immediately, just pull over. When he pull over, watch how, I used to just sit there and watch. When he pull over, we get out, just give it an hour, you got over 30, 40, 50 individuals out here already just because they saw him ride by or they came through or they heard he was over there or word him out or they seen his car, they know the car, they know. He would turn a vacant spot into a popping block, like immediately, man. He was his style and his ways was infectious, man. Like he had a lot of mini-me's. A whole lot of mini-me's.
Spin off of that, what piece of Rich do you think you inherited? What exists in you today about Rich that you think you look in the mirror sometimes you're like, damn, I just thought I saw Rich?
Hey, his love, man. That's what I took from Rich. Because I consider myself a good guy, no matter what. You know what I mean? I consider myself a good guy. I play fair. I roll with positive vibes. I'm not into the cross. I ain't for the bullshit. If it come my way, then I got to deal with it. But I'm not running around looking for it, And beyond that, I like to uplift my community and uplift my brothers, and others.
So what do you think about destiny and purpose? What's your take on that?
I believe everything happened for a reason, and you control your own destiny. You make your own decisions, man. And a man is only as good as how he handles consequences. That's what makes us who we are. Other than that, like they say, oh, he's a rat. That's a choice he made. He got put in a predicament and he handled the consequence like that. That's what he felt he should do for himself. So we only we are how we handle our consequences. That's how I put it, man.
So at any point while you was in the drug game, did you ever make enemies yourself?
Oh yes, man. I mean, drug is the enemy. The streets have no love, so you always a target. It's always ops, But my thing is, I'm not looking for it. But if you bring it, then we gonna get it on, man. You started, we gonna finish it. So a lot of people say things. I hear whispers, But I'm also of the mantra that if you don't bring it to me, I ain't looking for it. Cause sometimes niggas just be talking to hear they self-talking, I done been niggas done try to kidnap me, snatch me up. Niggas done shot at me. But at the same time, man, I'm no angel. So whatever happened to me was supposed to happen to me, and whatever happened to them was supposed to happen to them.
So that's my next question. Believe it or not, let me like literally the next question is, what do you think of karma?
I believe what you put out there is what you get back, man. If that's what you're going for, if you want to be a bad guy, be a bad guy. But don't be a bad guy and when the shit happens, be crying. I hate that about little kids today. Bad as shit. If you're going to be bad as shit and somebody pop your little ass, then you stay there and you handle that. Don't be a bad guy and then get in there and cry.
Yeah, my son does that. He'll be bad as hell. When I pop him, he'll be
yeah, okay.
He don't want to cry.
Yeah.
He knows
yeah.
Sold you up, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
Real man. Because it's going to be what it's going to be, and you're going to have to stand up like you're supposed to.
What do you think and feel about reconciliation with some of those enemies? How do you feel about that?
I mean, to be for real with you, the gentleman the guys who tried to kidnap me, right? I spoke to one of them, right? And we started the conversation like he said, man, you gonna be mad at me forever? I said, my nigga, that was years ago, almost 25, 30 years ago. But at the same time, I'm not harboring that anger, and I'm not building an empire off it. But I just know what to expect from certain dudes, I didn't expect that from you, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, well, you know, I don't do the apology thing, but nigga, I think you're a real brother and I respect that. So maybe he got a awakening where he was at, and maybe he feel like that was on his arm. Maybe I eased his conscience, you know? Because I wasn't running around, because he been locked up for the last 20-some years. But even when it happened, I wasn't running around losing sleep about it. When it happened, it was going to happen. But I was able to hear that from him, and it definitely, you know, made me say, you know, I would hate to see people in those situations, but everybody say what they would do in those situations until they get into it. You know what I'm saying? And to hear him say that, I was like, all right.
So one last thing I want you to do, it may be a little hard, it may not be. I know it's hard for me when I talk to people like this, but I want you to look into the camera and I want you to talk to Rich for about 2 or 3 minutes and tell him what's going on in your life. Tell him how he impacted you, how he affected you, and just let him know, you know, some things he might not know, or things he may know if he's looking down as one of your angels, like you said. But just talk to him and have a conversation with him. Tell him what's going on.
You know, if I could talk to Rich, you know, even though I do, this is your little homie again, my brother. Just letting you know that I'm good. I'm out here maintaining those things that you taught me, those morals and those principles. They stuck with me. You know, your death was traumatizing for me. That's something that you know already. I spoke to you about this. You know, but also gave me a chance to be the man that I was destined to be. You know, these streets still ain't got no love, baby boy. Still ain't got no love. But it doesn't mean that I got to walk around with a cold heart every day. I understand what you was trying to show these guys, but they couldn't get you. They wouldn't let you live, bruh. You know what I'm saying? But I understand where you was trying to make Harlem like one big family. I don't think it's going to ever get to that, you know? But me, my family is good. Everybody is growing. Kids is healthy, you know? My moms and them is up there with you. I know you done showed them around. You know what I mean? But besides that, and then your moms just recently got up there with you too, man. So, you know, just take it light, bruh. And, you know, stay with me. I know you my angel. I know that. I've been in too much shit and came out unscathed. So I know, you know, it's a higher force. And I know it's you, my moms, my grandmoms, and the rest of the fallen Mike Wolf, you know, a lot of the 40 Wolves, a lot of my dead soldiers. That's Pop Lottie, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all watching me, man. And God, you know, sleep well, General. I'm still out here repping, man. I'm gonna rep this till I die. You know, and I see you at the crossroads, homie. I'm gonna see you at the crossroads for sure. We'll meet again.